Welcome to See My World. My name is Tamika. So if you'd like to see how I got this look using the Queen of Hearts colored Raine palette. This is a palette that many of you should already have in your collection. Stay tuned to See My World. Starting off with a little facial toner from number 7. It's a balancing toner for normal to oily, and then I am applying some EOS lip balm to my lips. This is a mint flavor, and now I am applying, and we're gonna jump into, what is it called? This colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. You would have seen that in my 2018 haul. I will link it above and in the description bar. These are the colors. And I'm going to stay. Probably going to use these two and then these 4. And I'll have to do another video using these. So let's get it popping. Alright, I'm going to put eyeshadow base on my eyelids. What this base does is helps the eyeshadow colors be more vibrant on your eyelids. A lot of people are using the P. Louise base these days, and I just haven't invested in it, that's all. I want to use up the products that I have, be more economically responsible with my makeup money. And it is looking hella white on my viewfinder. So I'm going to go in with this Royal Perrogative color here. Using a MAC 224 brush and just lightly buffing that above the crease towards my eyelid, towards my eyebrow. Eyelid? What? Yeah. Above the crease towards my eyebrow area. Now I am using small circular motions and a windshield wiper motion. I find for me it is easier to use the circular motion to spread the color across the upper lid. The windshield wipers makes it easier to buff it out for me in this color. Next I'm going to use a similar brush to the 224. It is a Morphe brush. I don't know the number, but it's a Morphe brush. It just has just white bristles. I am going to use Empress and apply that directly to the crease area. Now when I put the color on the tip of the brush, not the sides, the tip, I do tap the brush so that it knocks off any loose shadow so it doesn't fall onto my face, and going straight into the crease, small circular motions. And I start on the outside because I want most of that color to end up here and blend itself out towards the inside. Going back to that original 224, and we just want to blend that color out. Didn't add any additional product to this brush. I didn't add any additional product to this brush, so I'm just blending where those two colors meet. Not adding anything extra to this brush as well, and just blending some more. So we're going to do a halo eye using 3 colors. The inner and outer corners, I will be using this color. Make sure I got the name right. Ladyship. In the center of my lid, I'll go in with, in the center of my lid, I'm going to go in with Queen Mother. And then in the center of that color, I'm going to add a little Noble Woman. So I'm using an E.L.F. Professional Blending Eye Brush. It's like a dome-shaped brush. And I'm using this brush for Ladyship. And I'm going to just pat this color onto the outer and inner areas, corners, whatever, outer corners of my lid. Right now I'm just kind of making a parenthesis shape on my eye here to create that halo shape. There is a little bit of fallout, but it's probably operator error because I did not tap off the color when I was patting it, just because I wanted to get the most pigment as possible. Okay, now same kind of technique. The inner corner, I'm putting a lot of product on the tip and on one side of the brush. This time I'm going to tap before I apply it. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to go back into the Royal Perrogative and Empress on one brush and blend out the edges. Switching back to the brush I use for Ladyship. I'm just using small circular motions. And I'll add color where I see something may have faded, but for the most part, I'm just blending. Okay, now you see that we created a little halo. That is where we will be placing Queen Mother. So this is a E.L.F. flat eyeshadow brush. I am going to pick this up on a dry brush. And I'm just putting it all on one side because we'll use the other side for Noble Woman. And I'm just pressing this shadow in that area. Change my mind. With my ring finger, I'm going to pick up some of that Noble Woman and look straight ahead and put it right in the center. Alright, I'm gonna go do this other eye and be right back. Okay, both eyes are done, sorta. Let's finish this face off, clean up any fallout, and I'll add a little bit of shadow underneath each eye and be ready to go. Alright, so before I put on primer, I'm actually going to use some of this MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Matte. I'm going to spray this sponge. This is actually the Fenty sponge. And I like using this spray with this sponge because it has that flat side. And if you don't know about this Fix Plus Matte. If you are oily, this actually helps. They say you can use it under or over your makeup. If you use it over your makeup, it tends to leave white droplets on your face that they don't ever disappear, so you will have to blend them out if you use it over. So I am just pressing this in all over my face, and I'm using a mixture of two foundations. The first one is the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte, and this is in shade 109. Yeah, 109 Classic Tan. I'm just trying to use this container up before it ultimately goes bad, which it's on the verge. Talk about that. The other foundation that just tried to play me, wreck my dang sponge, is the other foundation is the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Foundation in NC45. I am going to use my Pro Foundation brush from Sephora. We're going to do the other side, same thing. Now that my hair is shaved, I do have to make sure that I get it coming down my neck. Bring it, make sure it doesn't leave like a line anywhere. So I use the Beauty Blender. Now I'm going to do a little bit of concealing. I say a little bit, but it's going to be a lot of it. Just go with it. Here, I'm going to add, the light is giving me this natural highlight here, so I'm going to just add that with the concealer. Also here on my nose and here. I have two. I'm just sticking with two, why not? So the first thing I'm doing is adding the Maybelline Age Rewind. This is in Golden Doré. And then of course, Tarte Shape Tape. But this one is in Tan Sand. It is closer to my, I say closer, but it is definitely closer to my skin tone than sand or tan. And now we wait. I'm waiting because we need to let it thicken, dry a little, shall we? And what I do is take a brush like so. This is the Morphe E45. And we just start blending it out. I come back with that foundation brush and just soften the edges. So we're not adding anything extra to the brush. We're just using what's left on the brush to soften this out. Underneath the eye, I start out by stippling, and then I get my sponge and bring it up to the eyelid area. Grab that same sponge. pressing, tapping across that concealer. On screen, it looks a lot brighter than what it actually is. So you can see highlighted side, not highlighted side. Start off with our concealer brush. This side might be a little bit harder to move just because it sat longer. Now let's set that so that it doesn't crease, which it'll probably crease anyway if you have fine lines. Creasing really should be a concern if it folds or almost melts away or rolls up into clumps, is where you should be more concerned. If it goes into your natural lines, you have lines on your face. That's how your face is made. There's no reason to nix out a product that gives you those lines, because that's how your face is. I mean, makeup is to make the things beautiful more beautiful. It is not to create magic tricks. It's just not. So from this distance, you may not be able to see my fine lines. When I get up closer, so you see how that product is rolling up, that's what we want to avoid. Just smooth it out with my sponge. Okay. Now we're gonna get some powder and just set that concealer. So in the winter times, because my skin is more normal to oily than it is in the summer times where it's just more oily. In the summer times I tend to bake underneath the eyes. In the winter time I just press it and blend it off almost immediately. And sticking to my 2019 goal of using up all my products, just taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the color Medium Deep and using that to set the foundation on my face. I'm also using this to sweep away the lighter powder I set my concealer with. Now let's go back in and finish the eyes. And for the lower lash line, I'm actually going to use Ladyship and Noble Woman. That's it. So just taking a synthetic flat brush, I'm going to pick up some of that Ladyship on the tips of that brush. So it's underneath the eye, a little more than 3/4 of the way. And then I brought it up towards the color from the outer corner of my lid. Using that same brush, and just rub the color off of the tip onto a towel or a t-shirt that you're okay getting dirty. Don't use your carpet and or furniture. Trust me. So I'm gonna place this color pretty much the width of my eyeball on the lower lash line. Perfect. Now for my contour, blush, highlight, and we're out of here. And by we're out of here, I mean I gotta get ready to go to the gym. So for my contour, I am using the Hourglass Ambient Radiant Bronze Light and a Morphe Debutant bronzer. Again, this bronze, Radiant Bronze Light is just something I've had for a while and I want to use it up. I do like it, but So we'll see if I repurchase it or if I go with something new. And it's one of those products that when you first put it on, you really don't see it. So you can accidentally overload on it because you don't think that it's showing up. Just taking that Debutante color from Morphe. It's a light enough bronzing color that I can use as a good nose contour. And it's not that distracting to what I'm doing to my face. So now I'm going to take that same color onto a MAC 161. It's a dual fiber, which you can't tell because it's used and dirty. It's an angled brush that hugs my cheekbone perfectly. So two primers, two foundations, two concealers, two bronzers. Come on. And for blush, a little Rose d'Oro from Milani. Highlight, lips, finito. I'm going to use my Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in La Peach. Thank you, Jackie, for this color. Load up my brush. And let's get a little inner corner highlight going. And I'll put it on with my ring finger and then I go in with a small brush. Now I don't want my lips to overpower this gorgeous look. So I'm going to use a NYX Lip Lingerie in the color Truffle Trim. And Fenty Beauty lip liner in the color 040 with a nude gloss on top. Tip of my lip liner broke onto my lip. I was just using that to blend out some of that color everywhere. Now the lip lingerie. Now for me, these tend to go on a little bit, not wet, but they do dry down wetter than what they were. They're not a liquid lipstick like that they get hard, but they are more like a suede lipstick. So give it a few seconds to dry down. While it's drying down, I'm gonna take this off. Okay, now that it is dry, this is the completed look. All in all, my first look. So this was my first look with the colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette. The colors were easy to blend, and they do go well together. Spit it out. I wish I could keep this on all day, but I can't. A girl's gotta go work out. I feel like my highlight on this side is a little aggressive, but it happens. I'm gonna add some mascara and lashes, and I'll be back. No lash. I'm tempted to just go out like this to see if anybody will notice.